The second package has arrived. I just fell down the stairs. Hey guys, today we are talking about one of my favorite things, hitting the open road on a motorcycle. But before we can do that, there's a lot of prep work involved, so let's get to it. This is my bike behind me. It's a 2017 Indian Chieftain, but it's not just about the bike, even though the bike's pretty great. It's about how you plan your trip and what you pack. So come on, let's go. Step one is planning the route. I use Google Maps and Google spreadsheets to keep track of my stops, how far apart they are, and what the lodging costs are going to be. I use a website called Road Trip America to plan out cool roadside attractions that I otherwise didn't know about or wouldn't see along the way. The big thing for us is to stay around 5 to 6 hours at most to make it a comfortable riding day. Most of our stops along this 10-day trip through Colorado are going to be 1 to 3 hours apart because we're going to span the entire state in a 10-day span. As far as cost goes, I break the trip into 3 different parts. I have fuel, which I estimate for a 2,000-mile trip, it should be roughly about $200 to $300. Then we have lodging, which I've estimated anywhere from $50 to $150 a night. It's going to be around $600, $650 for lodging. And then the other part of that is meals for 2. We set a budget for $600 for 2 people. And so we broke it up into 3 different budgets. All in all, the trip should be reasonable and affordable, and we should not go into debt.
I'm done now?
Yep.
Not again.
So there you have it. 1 pickle jar up to the label is how much money? I think 105. The first thing we do before we go on a trip is we get the bike checked out. I went and got the bike checked out, made sure that I didn't have any upcoming maintenance or anything necessary that needed repair before we go. The next thing, I went and changed my oil, got the oil squared away, and then today I went and checked the tire pressure to make sure the tires are good. I always carry a tire gauge along the trip so I can check the tire pressure intermittently. So I have a few last minute things I need to fix. One, my phone isn't charging anymore. And my cup holder is not functional in the position that I put it. So I can get all these fixed before we leave in 2 days. So I got another package I need to pick up, and hopefully it's here. Then we can fix the bike. All right. So one of the hurdles to working on a motorcycle in an apartment complex is you got to do it fast because inevitably somebody's going to complain. Maybe that's just myself talking, but I always feel the need to hurry really fast and get it repaired before somebody says, "Why are you working on a vehicle?" If that's even a rule here, I don't know. All right, phone charger's fixed, I think. I'm about to hook it up and make sure that there's power. All right, let's plug in the power and see what we got. It says charging. Now let's talk packing. You need to balance essential and keeping things light. To start off with, we got to have our motorcycle helmets. Obviously, motorcycle helmets and clothes, we're going to compact them, put them in the saddlebag. When it comes to clothing, I don't have the clothing pictured here, but we have to keep it light. Couple pants, couple shirts, extra underwear and socks. Stuff that we can eventually stop and wash along the way versus having 7 to 10 days worth of clothing. This year for camping, we got basically the essential items that we're going to need for each campground. When we travel, I like to stay at KOAs because they're cheaper, they're clean, and I don't think you have to worry about getting eaten by bears. And they're easy to get in and out of on a motorcycle. Every time I go camping on a bike, I always bring this tent with me. This is a new one, but it's the same one I've used for years. It's a Coleman Hooligan 2-person tent. Basically, it's just big enough to fit a queen-size air mattress. Speaking of queen-size air mattress, This is what we picked up this year. Hopefully it'll stay compact like this and we can pack it as is. I got a dual sleeping bag. 2 people, dual sleeping bag. We got these compact camel packs, basically to hold water, make sure we have water when we're in the desert. Last year when we went on a trip, Caitlin was not drinking enough water. So hopefully we can overcompensate for that by having these guys. To tie everything down, we use these alligator clamp straps. They're universal. You can put them on anything. It holds everything down. I got a whole pack of these guys, so hopefully it'll keep everything secure. In the past, I've tried to use bungee cord, zip ties. It's been a cluster, but this year should be better. The straps work great to keep everything down, but for all the items that are on top that we want to make sure stay secure for easy access off and on, I have these cargo nets. I got 3 different sizes of these guys to help hold everything down. In the past, I've had bags hanging off, almost scraping the ground when I get to a gas station. So I think after 3 or 4 trips across the country, I might be getting a little bit better at this. My 2 new favorite things. I use this for oatmeal and I use it for coffee. But it folds into itself and it packs nicely on the bike, so these are great. This one I just got in. I haven't used it yet, but it's exciting. The little fire burning element fits inside of it. It comes with this carrying case. Both of the outsides are separate pots. So this bottom piece is actually a pot that you can cook in. This top piece is a smaller pot that you can cook in. They both have their own handles. Inside of it, it holds the little burning element. It has the little piece that attaches to the top of it so that it can actually burn and hold your pot. And then it comes with this nifty little collapsible spoon fork. All in all, it's compact because we don't have a lot of room on a motorcycle. Of course, tech gear is going to fit amongst all this, just enough to get the job done. Packing the bike is an art. You want to distribute the weight evenly and make sure everything is secure. In the past, I used bungee cords, but we're going to try this new netting and the alligator clamp system. I don't typically use dry bags per se, although 1 or 2 of my bags have the dry bags. I tend to bring garbage bags and Ziploc bags and just keep everything dry that way. The next step is to get all this stuff on the bike. That's always fun. It's not an exact system, but we make it work. All this to say, we're going on our 10-day trip to Colorado. So stay tuned and we'll see you on the road. All right, I think that's good. What do you think, Memphis? You think that's good? You want to go on a trip? You can't go on a trip.